Hello fellow simmers, it's Samuel Beeman of BLS here, and welcome back to OpenRails and another dive into the past, into MSTS history. Today we're going to be looking at the Making Tracks London South East add-on route for Microsoft Train Simulator, and this is basically a 1960s, 70s, well more 1970s to sort of early 80s era route, southern region from London Bridge to past Tonbridge, sort of southeast England. And yes, today we're going to be running the Ramsgate Rambler Railtour from Selhurst to London Bridge to just beyond Tonbridge towards Ramsgate. So we're going to get our stuff up. So we've got our HUD up here, track monitor system, and obviously our timetable. So we are pretty much going to arrive into London Bridge soon. To be honest, this timetable's a bit messy actually. For some reason it's gone a bit weird. I don't know why that is. Hey ho, we'll deal with it though. So we're going to put our headlight to bright. Here's our locomotive. Well, it's a unit. So this is the Class 201 Hastings Thumper, Ramsgate Rambler, as we can see. Put ourselves into forward gear, get ourselves underway. So the London South East add-on is a very old add-on now. It was released years ago. There was a re-release of this though, which was London South East Gold Edition, which is one I sadly never got hold of, and that is one that I would generally really like. So if anyone has the gold edition for sale, let me know, because I'll be really interested in purchasing. I believe the gold edition has alterations to the sounds of the locomotives and rolling stock. Obviously some of the sounds here are very dated. The thumper especially doesn't sound great. The model itself is not too bad, I suppose, considering, you know, seeing other MSTS models. The actual model itself is not too bad, not too shabby. So it is saying I'm supposed to be going 74 mile an hour out of here, but that's not very realistic. Go an appropriate speed out of the yard. Do you have a green on the dot? Yeah, something's not quite right about the signalling system on this for some reason. It seems to have gone all weird. Greens though, so that's all good to see. So we are on the main line now, so we can start to speed up. Yeah, as you can hear, the sounds of this are a little bit naff, to be honest. They're not the best. And the horn especially, yeah, it's a bit meh. The route itself, for its time, was good, but obviously to look at it nowadays, you can see it's incredibly dated. curve at quite some speed. Hey ho though, we are meant to be coming through this station, so... Oh my god. A bit fast when changing tracks here. I think they need to sort the speed limits out a little bit when they go and cross over junctions. A little bit debatable there. On the fast line. So our next scheduled stop is Charing Cross. So I'm guessing that we're going to be calling at Charing Cross, stopping into London Bridge, and then we're going to head back out towards Tonbridge. Keep an eye out on my signals because, well, as you can see, the HUD for some reason is showing no aspect on my signals. Well, you can see you can never rely on technology these days, can you? I mean, some of the buildings and station assets are really quite nice on this route. As I say, for its time, it's not too shabby. Oh look, see, look, they've got little details, like a little man over there with his dog. You know. Another fella over there near the industrial estate. Skips and things. So, making tracks definitely went to the effort of sort of detailing up the line side and getting it looking nice. You know, especially for this time period, which is obviously the early 2000s. You know, an add-on like this was incredibly high quality. So our banner repeater is still showing green, or clear aspect. So we are just giving a horn to people at the station. Crash as well. So the route itself comes with a variety of different pieces of rolling stock. It comes with various Class 33 Cromptons, slam door stock such as VEPs, SEPs, pieces like that. You've got thumpers, Class 201s and 205s, and even the Class 207. So there is definitely a variety of different stuff that you can drive. Obviously it comes with like Mark 1 coaches and wagons as well. the route to get for Southern Veg. Anyone who loves their Southern Railways, like me. That horn is just, it's so naff. But yeah, I would say that the sounds on the thumper are something to be desired. They could be better. I have heard better sounds within this game. Passing another unit. Traffic passing us at this point. Just realised we are at 55 mile an hour limit now. Definitely see the London scene here, like the old flats and oh my god, okay. You know, they really do need to sort the speed limits out on the junction crossings. Jesus. That looks really, really sketchy when we do that. So we are soon to approach the 15 limit. So we need to make sure that we're going to a reasonable speed as we approach the limit. bridge over there? That is London Bridge over there, so we've got to go over there at some point. Thought I recognised it. Cathedral up ahead. At least we're going at a relatively slow pace over these really tight crossovers. Although I have noticed that the point blades are a little bit deceiving as well, because they look like they're set against us when actually they're not, which is rather bizarre. You don't have any like flange wheel to go with this, because that'll sound really good coming around these tight curves. Once we get to Charing Cross, I'm just going to briefly cut the video just to check the audio, make sure everything's all okay. And film the rest of the line. Slow along this section. I would have thought we would have hit a little bit of a faster speed limit by now, but hey ho. I don't know if this is entirely realistic to the London South East line. Obviously, you know, this is based in the 1970s as well, so speed limits and all kinds of things have probably changed since then. supposed to be arriving at Charing Cross at 9 o'clock. That's good to see. So here we are at the Thames. I mean, the water texture looks horrendous, to be fair. I mean, that looks terrible. But, yeah, no, that's not too bad for distant scenery. You know, I like how they've used sort of like 2D lofts for like distant scenery, you know, to keep the frame rates at a steady pace. It's always good. We've got a Big Ben over there, look. Very nice. Certainly see London's landmarks coming into view. This is Charing Cross. So we're going to obviously halt our train right up against the buffers, because obviously it's realistic to do that. Cab interior is not too bad. I'll say it's obviously photo textured, and that's basically what MSTS was. It was just a photo and the controls animated using like different photographs. Wasn't like the 3D cabs of today where everything's entirely 3D. You can get 3D cabs for OpenRails though. That's one thing I will say, is that you can actually download 3D cabs, which are very cool. Yeah, I like how the wheel flange squeal happens when we halt the train. We'll dump the brakes, like so, put ourselves into neutral, headlights off, because we are going to be changing ends. And yeah, so I'm just going to cut the video briefly now, guys, while I sort the train out. Just have a little listen to the audio to make sure everything's all okay, and then we'll continue our journey down towards Tonbridge. Okay guys, so we've now changed ends, as you can see here. Now waiting for the guards right of way to London Bridge. So what's interesting about this is that obviously we are now, okay, well that's just gone weird. We go to this end. As you can see, we're now operating with a Well, technically it's the wrong head code to be travelling this way, but, you know. We can just ignore that. So, just going to have a brief look around Charing Cross. So we've got station signs all present. And as I say, the buildings themselves are actually really nice. They're not too bad. I mean, yes, they are a bit old-fashioned in the means of like resolution. Like they're not exactly high-definition visuals, but you know, for its time, this was like the best thing ever. And obviously, the arches here aren't 3D when they probably should be. But yeah, for what it is, and for its time, this was a brilliant route, really. I mean, some of the people here are not really 1970s people, but...
Okay to proceed.
Oh, we've had our okay to proceed. So, now that boarding is complete, we can now depart for London Bridge. I love the squeak of the flanges as we depart. So I have altered the audio slightly, so I've lowered the game sound ever so slightly just so I can hear myself speak, you know, so it's not deafening. So we departed in good time. We have still got our 15-mile-an-hour limit though out of Charing Cross. I don't know where this is going to take us now, because we've got to somehow get into London Bridge. Seems to have taken us down a different line this time. Limit here, so we'll be able to give it some beans. Sound set, to say the least. I did admire like the photo texturing like on buildings and stuff of MSTS, and for its time, you know, like photo texturing was like the best thing ever. So as we can see on our track monitor, you can see we are sort of halfway to a 20-mile-an-hour limit. Then we have a 15-mile-an-hour limit. Then just after that 15-mile-an-hour limit, it's asking us to do a U-turn, which obviously it's not like a car. You can't exactly make a U-turn in a train, can you? But basically, it will ask us to change cabs and reverse. That is basically the instruction it's giving us there. So I'm going to come off the power now. Start slowing up for our 20-mile-an-hour limit. See, we got a green on the feather. Which means we are changing over to the left. I mean, these points are really sketchy. I mean, they're showing like they're not really showing the correct direction. There's some form of bug there. Oh my god, there's a floating speed restriction. Okay. Well, we can just ignore that. It's MSTS, guys. It's MSTS. You know, you can get away with it. So is this looping us round into London Bridge then? Like it. That's pretty cool. It's quite a good scenario, to be fair. It's quite realistic. I mean, this kind of stuff does actually happen. You know, rail tours cover a variety of different tracks. Train there. I believe that's a vet. Could be wrong. No, that is indeed a vet. There it is. It's a VEP or a SEP. Judging by the windows. Could be a SEP. I mean, this looks really cool coming into here, I must admit. And it's interesting to see London Bridge in sort of, you know, a different light in a sense, because obviously this is how it looked in the 70s, you know, very different. There we go. So I'm guessing we now change ends make our way back out again. Well, that's what it's telling us anyway. Okay, we have actually got a green, so yeah, looks like we have got to depart as soon as we're ready. Oh, we've got a unit departing there. It's great to see these old London slam door suburban units doing their thing. It does look nice. I do like the addition of the headboard on there. Look, so we've got 2004 making tracks, the Ramsgate Rambler. I do like that. Some nice details going on. Right, let's get ready to rumble. Let's give it some noise as we depart London Bridge. My lords. That unit has a double yellow, so I think we're passing by it. Look, has that unit got a double yellow, or is it us who's got a double yellow? I think that's us actually. Do love that compressor sound, such a classic. Yeah, that is us. So we've got a double yellow and a feather. In fact, the unit's probably waiting for us. We've probably got priority over the unit. Yeah, because we're crossing over lines, look. Looping back round to London Bridge then or something, because guys, it's interesting. This is interesting track. I love all these sort of windy curve, you know, crossovers and all sorts going on here in London. It's an interesting run. To be honest, I wish we had more backdated routes for TS Classic, because that's something we don't really have much of, is sort of 1970s to 80s sort of diesel era routes, because I find that diesel is incredibly underrated in the TS Classic community. Something that needs to be looked at more, I would say, because the majority of the time it's usually steam and electric that gets most of the, you know, DLC and content for. That's nice. There's an early blue vet over there. The half yellow panel on it. Yeah, that's definitely a vet. I can just tell by the windows. Yeah, so that what we saw at London Bridge, I believe, was a set. So I got that wrong the first time. Yeah, so this is, well, it's still London Bridge, funnily enough, but it's just we've kind of swung round to this platform. So we have got a red here, so we have obviously are scheduled to stop. I do like how this thing drives. It has got a really nice feel to it, simulation-wise. And you can actually control it on the keyboard pretty well as well. One of those ones that you have to drive in the cab. There we go, so we've got our boarding time now. Oh, there's another unit coming in. We need some more slammers in TS Classic. You know, it's just needed. You know, this era is needed. It really is. Such a wicked era. Someone else look. Oh look, there's a SEP coming in now. Cool.
Okay to proceed.
Oh, and we've got the right of way. So, unit comes in, unit goes out, unit comes in. Great. So now it's a full-speed express service to Ramsgate. Although for some reason it hasn't registered on the timetable that I've actually departed London Bridge, which is a bit concerning. Just shows how badly the timetable is broken. Feel free to let me know in the comments, guys, if you like the look of this, and if London South East was an add-on that you guys used to play back in MSTS days. It was one I used to play. I could never actually get it to work properly on my Windows XP at first. I can remember it, well, it was more down to the PC couldn't run it because it was too much for the computer, because it was just, I mean, the computer was just shot, really. I managed to get it working on my dad's laptop and I could play it on there. But I say it was one that I personally really liked because of the fact of it had class 33s in it. Oh my... What are these speed limits over these junctions? Why is there no, like, 20, 30 mile an hour speed restriction put over those crossovers? Come on, making tracks. What's that all about? I'm afraid I don't actually know the stations that we're passing through, guys, so, you know, if you recognise any of the stations, then, yeah, brilliant. Because I can't tell you going at speed. At least we're now facing the right direction towards Tonbridge. We've got the correct head code and we've got the headboard showing as well. Oh, that was a bit weird. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa! Fresh! Yeah. Some beast thrash there. I can replicate it by blowing raspberries. I don't want to be too unfair because for its time, you know, the sound set on this was brilliant, but obviously for nowadays it's a lot different. I'm enjoying this though. I think this is a very, very good activity actually. I'm enjoying it. One of the things I've noticed recently though with my OpenRails install is it occasionally does tend to crash. And that usually happens when I go on explore route. But usually that happens when I'm streaming my screen, like over Discord. I haven't necessarily noticed it when I'm like playing it on my own, so whether it's something that, you know, that OpenRails just doesn't like being streamed on Discord, I don't know. Oh, but I accidentally pressed the reverser. Boom, boom. Let's have it. Full handle. Whoa. Enthusiasts going wild. Window hanging out of the 201. I love how the timetable still says that I'm London Bridge. Hasn't registered that I've departed. impressed like with the scenery though, considering that this game, well, Addon itself was made around about, I don't know, 2003, 2004. Scenery-wise, it's actually not too bad. So, a little gem for you guys. I'm not sure if this is true. I mean, there's been speculation, but rumour has it that making tracks is actually matrix trains. So, the guy who makes the coach packs for TS Classic for the Steam Marketplace, I believe he is the same developer who created this route and the Great Eastern route, as well as a load of other routes for MSTS back in the day. I think it's personally true, because if you look at some of the old MSTS sort of rolling stock that have been made by making tracks, you can see some similarities to some of the newer Train Sim Classic coaching stock, and you can tell like he's taken inspiration from some of the old pieces of rolling stock that he made for MSTS to sort of revamp it and put it into the modern era sim. Got another unit there. One thing I would love to see Matrix Trains do, if he is making tracks, is to add some more of this like slam door stock in TS Classic, you know, because we do actually need some more. I mean, we've got the SIG and the VEP, which was done by DTG/RSC, but they're very dated now, and it would be great to have new models of those and just new all-round models of slam door stock in TS Classic. Another unit with head code 46. Probably heading for London Bridge. I like this add-on because it gives you sort of a sense of feel of the 1970s slam door era, and you know, this is something that I can't necessarily play in TS because there's not really any routes that can be used for a 1970s scenario. I mean, I know people can say, oh well, you could just use this route, you know, like the Brighton Main Line or South London network or something, but the thing is, that's built on present day, modern day era, so there's going to be some big differences compared to, you know, the 1970s to the modern day era. So, if anything, I would prefer like having a separate route done of that specific route map, like an edited version, backdated to 1970s, 1980s. That would work better instead of just doing scenarios for a modern era route, because it just doesn't really go very well, you know. You've got to have the feel, you know. If you want to have an accurate simulation and sort of look back into the past, you need to get these things right. And that's what this has done here. This has done this to a T. You know, they've created a 1970s era route here, and it feels 1970s. You know, all the stock, all of the buildings and scenery are accurate to the 70s, and it's good. Obviously, apart from those people at Charing Cross, which are quite clearly modern era people. Apart from that, the rest of the route has been looking really decent and looking 70s. Like you've got the old grimy platforms, look, to our left, where they're a little bit worn out. though I can't see my signals on the HUD, and obviously it's completely broken, it's quite challenging and quite interesting to sort of have this sort of experience where I'm not really necessarily relying on the HUD and I'm relying on my own eyes to direct myself through to Tonbridge. So it's an interesting challenge this time. Uphill now, I can tell, because we're not really gaining speed and we're at full handle. This is a bloody long tunnel. My lords. If you enjoy these OpenRails / MSTS look back videos, folks, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's any add-on that you'd like me to cover in these old MSTS videos. I'll be really interested to know what you guys would like to see. I did actually get a request by Alex the Woo to do the old MSTS Romney Hive and Dymchurch Railway in a video. I am currently working on that, but at the moment I'm struggling to get it working with OpenRails because I think it does have some compatibility issues. We'll see though in the future, see what we can do with that, but I am really struggling to get it to work at the minute. But never say never. The scenery it's gotten quite bare out this way, I must admit, but then again I suppose we are sort of in the countryside now, so yeah, you can see here that it has got pretty bare. It's probably acceptable sort of back in these days, but obviously nowadays it's not really acceptable to us. Because obviously we're used to more higher detail these days. Where are we even at now? I'm going to check the station as we pass by. So we just passed through Sevenoaks. I like how the tunnel has like a crack and you can see I'm not overly sure about some of the scenery work around here. It could have done with maybe some more trees, because this to me, like looking at it here, it doesn't look UK, it looks more like some place in America or something, or Australia. There's definitely like a lack of trees and bushes and foliage around this sort of area here. Then again, we don't know what he was going for. Perhaps he just wanted to keep the frame weights down, you know, because obviously back in the day there's only so much PCs can take, and you know, I suppose it depends on the resources at the time of MSTSs, like, and to how much detail you can put into a route. We sell horses, that's nice. Let's say the London area, sort of the suburban area where we saw the gardens and that lot earlier, and the warehouse, all the detail around there, like the small details line side, was really quite good. Obviously, as we get out here, it's kind of a difference in scenery. This is also why I want to try and get the London South East Gold Edition to test that out, to see what's changed, because it's sort of, well, I would imagine it's probably more of an updated version than this original version of London South East. Apparently there's updates to stock, updates to sounds, and all sorts of other things. But the trouble with that is it's a very rare add-on to get hold of these days. Imagine the spotters were out right now filming this. So you've got enthusiasts flailing out the window, enjoying the thumping noise of this Class 201 Hastings unit. What number of Hastings unit actually is this? I've never checked. So this is 1007. But yeah, the modelling itself on the unit really isn't that bad. For its time, this was absolutely fantastic. Come off the power now. Oh, okay, what happened there? What is going on here then? Oh my god, okay. I'm seeing all kinds of things going on here. Oh dear. Okay. That's one thing I will say about OpenRails is the views and view keys and stuff are a bit weird. You can do all kinds of stuff. Tonbridge? No, this can't be Tonbridge. It's too soon, isn't it? It is Tonbridge. Okay, so yeah, I recognised it. Yeah, it is easily recognisable, I give it that. But yeah, cool, we got there quite quick. My lord. I recognise the yard. I don't know if that's an accurate distance between London Bridge to Tonbridge. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you think that's an accurate distance, because I think that's rather interesting. So, rightfully, we should soon be finishing our scenario, because the route actually doesn't go much further. Like that. So, there you have it, guys. That is the end of the Ramsgate Rambler Railtour activity. on the Making Tracks London and South Eastern route. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I've quite enjoyed it myself. It's been interesting. It's an era that interests me, and it's been sort of a nostalgia trip for me because I used to play this add-on, and it's really interesting to go through all them sort of windy curves and sort of the suburban areas of London. I found that really interesting. So it was a really good scenario, good fun. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think to this old add-on, and if you think that the distance between London Bridge to Tonbridge was accurate. I feel like it was quite quick, but you know, it could be realistic. Who knows? But yeah, so thank you for watching, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. Check out our other videos, and yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. This has been Samuel Beeman of BLS. Goodbye for now.